Hello, welcome to my review for Silent Night, Deadly Night, coming to 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray in a collector's edition from Shout Studios, the Scream Factory label from them. It's available now, so if you want to order it, one way to do that is to go to the description of this video and click on the Amazon link there. So here we go. This is an upgrade from their 2017 release, going back to just the classic poster art, which is a beauty. This is a 3 disc set. Um, Comes with one 4K Ultra HD disc and two Blu-ray discs. So you see there some upside down stuff. Um, the 4K of which disc is only for the theatrical cut of the film. The unrated cut is still a standard Blu-ray. That possibly has to do with the inserts, maybe not panning out so well in 4K or looking too disparate. I'm not sure about that. I know they did Life Force this way, and Arrow Video is doing the unrated version, international cut of Life Force in 4K on their release. So we'll have to see what's up with that. Silent Night, Deadly Night. This one's one I've written about, uh, reviewed on Blu-ray and stuff like that. This whole series, and I've had every time I do these, I've had these great interactions with cast and crew from the films, especially the sequels. The actor who played Ricky in two reached out to me after I reviewed that Blu-ray with some very kind words and stuff, and we had some good back and forth. And then the producer of 3, 4, and 5 reached out to me after doing that. So now here we are with the original. The original, which it's a solid horror film, nice horror classic. Personally, I think two is the fun way to go because you get the best of this movie that moves along a little quicker, and you get a nice, ridiculous postscript to it that I think is a riot and absolutely entertaining to watch. But this one's not bad. I do like this one's gets a lot of credit. I like the unrated version because you can see more of the gore, of course. But this one has some solid kills to it. It's got a decent little story going on, a wicked little dark, twisted Christmas story. But one thing I always credit this movie with, I love, is the original music in it. That's all original Christmas songs that are theirs, but the way they come, they sound like they've been there before. They were hits or they were actual Christmas songs, like the Santa's watching Santa. That is, why aren't we jammed to that at Christmas every year? Why isn't that on the radio? That's a good one. But the all-time classic from the film is, of course, when you have to just sit back and admire the warm side of the door. If my video wouldn't get hit with copyright, I had to put it right in there and just been quiet for the duration of the song. But we can't do that. Um, yeah, this movie, notable for being the movie that, got people lost their shit about during the panic of the 80s, which we'll be talking about some of that in a little while on the podcast. And getting this movie out of theaters because of Santa Claus. But what really happened is they made the money back and they were okay to pull it out. But this movie opened against Nightmare on Elm Street and topped it for 2 weeks before it pulled out. And then Freddy came and did what he did. The movie also is notable having Scream Queen Linnea Quigley in there. She's wonderful. One of my best interviews of all time was with her. So if you can find that from my old podcast, Cult Cinema Cavalcade, we talk about her workout video. Check it out. But this has got some wicked little stuff, some fun plays on things. Nostalgia trip, being in a little department store. I love the Return of the Jedi toys, but most importantly, my favorite thing I spotted a spot in this movie all the time is Kroll, the board game. Like, I want that. I don't know why. If there's a listener out there who wants to send me it, fine, cool. Kroll, the board game. I'll play it. I'll do an episode playing the game or something like that. So yeah, I do give the movie 3 stars. A nice average slasher, cut above the rest. Definitely an iconic movie. And of the Santa killers, this one's probably my favorite, maybe because I saw it first. To All a Good Night is one I like to watch this time of year. That's a solid one. But yeah, solid. Let's move over to the video transfer of the film, which is, of course, presented 185.1. It's normal theatrical aspect radio. HEVC H2.65, of course, the encoding. This one is restored. It just says it's just sold as 4K restoration. The Blu-ray for disc 3 does have Blu-ray or 4K restoration with standard definition inserts, but it is a standard Blu-ray. So it's got the same restoration. Um, it looks really good. Colors pop. Looks more filmic. Looks really solid. Um, Definitely, there's some transition stuff or more rougher with the print, but that kind of is to be expected whenever there's words or something titling on the screen. Um, Definitely a lot more depth to it to go around, more detail showing. Usually, like for maybe it was this time or something, I don't watch this movie all the time. I watch it. I almost watch it almost every year if I can. But when Linnea Quigley's boyfriend character is thrown out the window and they have the first far shot of him, you're like, oh, he died from that. And then later on in the movie, when it goes close up, you see he's got shards of glass. You can see the big shards of glass in him when he's laying there this time around. So I noticed that a little bit more. Definitely all the rustic stuff. The wood grain's looking good. Color saturation's much more fine lined. It's a crisper image. And like just seeing like the tear down Billy's eye and stuff from different angles and distances is much improved, but it looks good. I'm giving it a 4.5 out of 5. There are some times where the skin tones look a little warm in shots more than others, but overall this is a really good looking transfer for the movie. Um, We'll now move on to the audio, which is a 2.0 mono lossless track that they give. It is the same one as previous, this being a 4 score from me. And Why So Blue Days, I wrote about it that it's, yeah, I said in the previous release, Silent Night, Deadly Night. Oh, because this was on Anchor Bay too before Shout Factory back in there, Shout Studios. Had a subpar 5.1 track. Here at Ops, just go for the mono track, and change is a much better. This change is a much better improvement. The opening credits is a little deep, but after that, things go rather dandy. In moments, a bit of the analog sourcing is evident. But other than that, for a little mono track, this one proves very impressive. It's very balanced and loose. Another enjoyable aspect is how it can fill a room, especially with Christmas music. Warm Side of the Door has never sounded so intricate, concert-like, and beautiful before. And the dialogue is clear, clean, and pretty much crisp all the way through. I was surprised at how well-rounded it was, and that much of the actor's diction was kept intact. So there we are. I give it a 4 out of 5. Now, the bonus features, we get some new ones. There's a new commentary with author Amanda Reyes and the Hysteria Continues podcast. Why the Brandon Peters Show and Out Now with Aaron and Abe don't get to collaborate for these on any studios. I don't know. We've been doing it for for like 12 or so years now. So let us know what we're doing that you don't like. Okay. There are new features. They're found on disc 1 of the Blu-ray, so like the second disc, but it's the theatrical cut of the Blu-ray. Has The Night He Came Home for Christmas, Creating Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's an interview with producer Steve Schneid. It's about 17 minutes, and he basically talks about how this project came, where they came along, getting TriStar to do it, how TriStar was looking for their own Halloween or Friday the 13th. They got it, how this project started as a girl. It's like teenage girl sleepover thing, and then they started focusing on the killer and wanted the backstory and got this really grounded thing that they were happy with, and yeah, how that was. This is in search, and the next one's In Search of Charles Sellier Jr., remembering the director. Interview with editor Michael Spence, 10.5 minutes, talks about career working with the guy, how he came with Silent Night, Deadly Night, other projects they worked on, what he was like, everything like that. And then Naughty or Nice, 40 years of Silent Night, Deadly Night, interview with producers Scott Schneid and Dennis Whitehead. It's about 12 minutes. and they talk about a lot of merchandise and getting the when they got the rights back to it. They talk about like the shirts. They plug Fright Rags on there. Hell yeah. They talk about the board game, the soundtracks, all the different options they've had, like a cookie tin, things like that. And they're talk about trying to get a new script off the ground and do another Saturday Night Deadly Night, as well as doing a musical version of it. Um, then you go to the next disc, the unrated, and okay, so they have ported all the old ones back. I have to mention the theatrical trailer now includes when you put theatrical trailers, it now includes the VHS trailer as well as like an international trailer that I don't think was on this previous one. We get TV spots on here, a radio spot, the commentaries. We had with one with actor Robert Brown Wilson, executive producer Scott Schneid, and then you have one with Michael Hickey, Perry Botkin Jr., Scott Schneid, and Michael Spence. The Sleigh Bells Ring, the story of Silent Night, Deadly Night, is back here. Oh Dear, an interview with Linnea Quigley's back here. Christmas in July, Silent Night, Deadly Night locations then and now. Audio interview with director Charles D. Sallier Jr. and Santa Stocking of Outrage, and then poster and stills gallery all back here. Because I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 before when I reviewed it, and they did more. I have no choice to bump it up to a perfect score of a 5 out of 5. I'm sure if more could be done, it would have by now. And the fact they got more, there we go. So let's go back through this. The movie, Silent Night, Deadly Night's a solid 3. The video transfer, I gave a 4.5 out of 5. The audio remains a 4.5 out of 5 through the additions. We've had a perfect score to the bonus material, which gives us a 4.5 out of 5 total score. Upgrade your Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is improved in video and bonus materials. So if you're a fan of the film, fan of the series, you're definitely picking this up anyway. But they indeed have done their work here, and it's worth your time. So this is available now. As I mentioned, you can order it from the video description, the Amazon link, and thank you if you do. That's pretty cool. Yeah, so thank you for watching. I very appreciate it so much. More reviews always on the way. And yeah, as always, stay film positive.